Tough, huh? Too damn. There is breaking news out of the Middle East, and watch this story now. One protester in Syria is saying they are, quote, being slaughtered like sheep by their own government. The U.S. State Department, a fresh call on the international community to isolate Syria's regime. So far, that frankly has not worked at all. Dr. Zuhdi Jasser, president and founder of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy out of Phoenix. And Doctor, good morning to you.
Good morning.
What should the U.S. do about this when Hillary Clinton says more than 2,000 Syrians have already been murdered in their own streets?
Well, Bill, many of us from the Syrian community and our families came here to seek freedom, and we're seeing what's happening before our eyes. Many of my friends speak to their families in Hama and Homs that are surrounded by tanks. Food and electricity has been cut off. As you said, they're being slaughtered and shot in the streets simply for speaking up against their government. And we never thought such a thing could happen in 2011 without the world doing everything in its power to stop this from happening, to put full economic sanctions, not just some, but full, remove our diplomats, kick the Syrian diplomats out of our soil, come together as a united world, global community and say that the Syrian thug is out of the tradition of Pol Pot and Hitler, and what he's doing is just wrong, but we're being trepid, we're basically hedging our bets, and it's really going to hurt our credibility.
Why is that? Because it's arm's length so far. Your parents were born in Syria. Why is the policy this way? Or does it show the limited reach of the U.S. government today?
Well, I truly believe we have a lot more power than this administration is wielding. Not only the power of moral conscience of what we should do, which is right, but the power of the fact that there's nothing more valuable to American strategic interests than changing Syria and its nexus with Hezbollah and Iran. There's nothing that could stabilize the Middle East more than getting rid of Assad and helping the opposition. We've been really meeting just with a few. They need to broaden the tent. Some of us have formed a Syrian Democratic Coalition. There's many other groups that Washington should say, you know what? Assad should go now, but they're not saying it, and it's weakening us. And if you look at why America is not feared, why America is dismissed in the world and the polls are down, it's because of our lack of moral clarity and our lack of leadership. And we are seeing our families suffering, Bill, and nobody's doing anything and paying attention to it.
You've been in touch with a lot of people back in Syria also. Doctor, you are also part of a Fox News investigation that will air for the first time this weekend, Saturday night, in fact. We investigate the tragic death of a 20-year-old Iraqi immigrant in Arizona, a young woman run over by her own father. What we're about to watch and hear is the interrogation between police and the accused father. Listen here.
Let me ask a question. And your house, it's got a fire. And like just a part of the house got fire. We try to stop the fire.
When you ran over your daughter, were you trying to burn the whole house down? Or are you trying to put out a small part of the fire?
No, we try to take care of the fire.
Is Noor the small fire? By what you're saying, Noor is the small fire you're trying to put out, so it doesn't ruin the rest of the family.
Yes, because if I get in trouble, maybe the family is gone.
So what you're saying is if you sacrifice one small portion of the family, you're saving the rest of the family.
Sir, I don't know about this. My family or my friends try to help me because I'm in trouble.
There is so much more that interrogation is revealing, too, that you'll find out in our special this weekend. You have talked about honor killings for years. Our special is called A Question of Honor because the outcome is not what viewers may think. Having said that, Doctor, what do you think Americans need to know and understand about honor killings?
Yeah, we've taken on this issue as one of the many as far as Islamic reform because it really is a telling teaching moment, these cases. There are over 5,000 women a year targeted by their brothers or their fathers as part of so-called honor killing. It's not the Islam I know or every Muslim I know practices, but there are many Muslims that believe that if a woman apostates from Islam, if she drinks, if she performs in a way that is uncharacteristic to their values, then she should be punished, and that punishment should be meted out by her father or her brother. And in this case, we saw, just as you heard him horrifically say, that she should be killed and put out like a fire. And if you look at the way I compare terrorism to political Islam, the way honor killings is to misogyny and the treatment of women within some Muslim tribal communities around the world, and we saw that here in Phoenix. And this case, I think, has a lot of teaching components where we can look at how we should address this issue both within the Muslim community and also as a country, as a free nation that believes in the equal rights of men and women.
And also in our court system, too. And, Doctor, as you give that answer, we also found many people who directly disagree with that position. And I think that's part of what so many will find fascinating about this investigation on Saturday night. Doctor, thank you. Zuhdi Jasser there in Phoenix, Arizona. So join me over the weekend, Saturday night. Fox News reporting A Question of Honor, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on the Fox News channel.
I'm looking forward to seeing that, Bill. Looks great. All right.